Sveiki, this is Easy Lithuanian videos about grammar, and today you'll learn genitive case. You should learn genitive case after you have learned accusative case. Make sure that you have watched the two parts about accusative case. The second video has sentence examples, which are very useful, and learn those endings of accusative case because they are very easy. Genitive is not so easy, but the plural is the easiest of all cases in Lithuanian. And let's see what this case is for. It's used to show possession. When a noun is a possessor, an owner of something, it is in the genitive case. Some verbs also require their objects to be not in accusative case but in genitive case. But there aren't many such verbs, and you'll learn them later, maybe in the second part of this series about genitive, or I'll make a separate video for such verbs that require genitive case. Now, qualities, features, and fractions of something, the noun that has some qualities, features, or fractions will be in genitive case. You'll see sentence examples later in this video. And the fourth usage is very important. It's really important because foreigners do similar mistakes. They put, when they have a negative verb with negative prefix, they still don't change the case of the object of the verb, and the case should change. It's a rule in Lithuanian that if the verb turns to a negative verb, it should be the object of the verb turns to genitive case. Let's see the first usage more in detail. Tomas turi lovą. Tom has a bed. Thomas is subject, nominative case. The second sentence is čia yra Tomo lova. Čia yra Tomo lova. Here is Tom's bed. Tom is the owner of the bed, and it's in genitive case. Lova can be in any case actually, but in this construction, here is the bed. The bed, in this case, it's the nominative case, and it's the owned object. And Tom is just like a detail explaining of this word. It explains the word, and it gains the genitive ending or. Us turns to or. So the owners and possessors are in genitive case. The second usage is for objects. Čia yra knyga. Čia yra knyga. Here is a book, or here is a book. Nominative case, subject. Aš turiu knygą. I have a book. Aš turiu knygą. Most of Lithuanian verbs require their objects to be in accusative case, and that's very simple. That's clear. Just like this verb, turiu. I have. Objects are always in accusative case for positive verbs. And aš noriu knygos. Aš noriu knygos. I want a book. I want a book. Now, aš noriu knygą, there is no such variant. You have to change. You have to have the object of this verb, noriu, norėti, to genitive case, because this verb always requires genitive case. Always. It's such a verb that requires a different case, not accusative but genitive, and the ending changes to the genitive ending, and that's it. The third usage is for qualities, features, and fractions. Čia yra kavos puodelis. Čia yra kavos puodelis. Here is a cup of coffee. What kind of cup of coffee? So here is the cup of coffee. The coffee is not the owner of the cup, but it shows the feature of the cup, the kind of the cup. So genitive case is used to show kind of something. Ar turi aukso žiedą? Ar turi aukso žiedą? Have you got a ring of gold, or a golden ring? Also, this time gold is not the owner of the ring, but the ring is made from gold, and it's the feature of the ring. So what kind of ring? Made from gold. Turiu 10 apelsinų. Turiu 10 apelsinų. And these three other sentences, these three last sentences, are with amounts of something. So, turiu 10 apelsinų, I have 10 oranges. You say that it's an exact amount of oranges. And when you say the exact amount, you should use genitive case, because you say the amount of something. When you say the amount of something, especially if it's an exact amount, you should use genitive case. Now, aš turiu bulvių. I have potatoes. The amount is not mentioned, but from the sentence we understand that I have some amount of potatoes. I don't know exactly how many, but I have some amount of potatoes. And when you want to say I have some potatoes, I have some sugar, I have some juice, you should use genitive case. It's just like fractions or amounts. Imk truputį cukraus, or imk daug cukraus. Truputį means a little bit and daug means a lot. When you say such words that mean amount, when you say the amount, this sentence means take a little bit of sugar, or take a lot of sugar. That means that you say the word that explains the amount of sugar. The words truputį or daug show the amount of the noun cukrus. So when you say such words like a little bit or a lot, you can't use genitive. You can't use accusative case. You must use genitive case. Even with verbs that require their objects to be in accusative case, but you put such word, daug, for example. If you put daug in front of an object of a verb in accusative case, even if it's an object of the verb in accusative case, it should change to genitive case, because it has this word, a lot. Remember, if there is such word, a lot or a little bit, truputį or daug, the object is turned to genitive case, even if it was in accusative case before. The fourth usage is very important. Čia yra miestas. Here is the city. Subject, nominative case, simple sentence. Aš matau miestą. I see the city. It's accusative case, because most Lithuanian nouns require accusative case, objects in accusative case. But if you want to say I don't see the city, aš nematau miesto, I don't see the city. The city is in genitive case, because this verb is a negative verb with a negative prefix ne, and it has the genitive ending or. Us changes to or. This rule is very important, because foreigners still have accusative case, but the case should be genitive if you have a negative verb. So remember, this rule is one of the most frequent rules that foreigners make with Lithuanian. Now, what are the changings of the endings? Here are all singular nominative noun endings, and they change to such endings. It may seem that it's very hard to learn such amount of endings, but actually you have to learn these first three endings, and that's it. Learn these three endings. These three is a, I. Ending only has two words, two nouns in Lithuanian, and just learn those three endings, and that's it for singular, because those endings, these other three endings, are not so frequent, and it's not very. If you don't want to learn, it's not useful. If you're a beginner, don't overwhelm yourself. One thing to mention is that when there is a softening sign, there are such sound alternations. When a noun ends in such soft endings, for example, is, these are not soft endings, but these endings is and is turn to ending with a softening sign So if there was such consonant t or d before is or is, in this ending before they will be ch and j. We'll practice this sound alternation later on in the second or the third part. And again, marti, pati, those two words, exceptions, two words with that nouns that end in I, they again change te to che, because this ending is soft. And you see, us changes to o, and is changes to all together with sound alternation if there are such consonants before this ending. The other endings end like this. There is an exception for this is. Feminine nouns is, the exception is woman, moteris. The ending will be only s, not is. We will see that exception later. Now, plural endings are the most simple of all Lithuanian cases. They are very simple. All endings, there's only one plural ending, u. And sometimes it can have the softening sign. If nouns end in a, us, os, that's simple, they turn to u. And is, s, if they end in is, s, the ending will be with a softening sign, u. And if there is a softening sign before these endings, a, us, os, they will also, the softening sign will remain, so they will get u ending. Remember. And if there is no I, the softening sign, if there is no softening sign before these endings, they will end in u. And these endings will always have a softening sign. And remember, they will also have sound alternations. If there is t or d before these two endings, is, s, tis, des, or dis, des, before this ending, they will have changed to ch and j. That's important. We'll practice this in the second part.